Hey guys, I am Damesies from the Omnic Post with an update on Overwatch 2. Just over a year ago, former Overwatch game director Jeff Kaplan left Blizzard after more than 20 years of working at the company. And while we still don't have a single clue on what he actually is doing now, some new info surfaced on why he left Blizzard and Overwatch behind. Well, when I say new, this info confirms what we kind of already had figured out. This info comes from a Korean YouTuber that claims to have insider information. Predator TCG TMS, who actually translated the transcript, vouched for him being a reliable source. But hey, always take this type of info with a grain of salt. Anyways, this YouTuber, who is called GSBG, I think, stated that Overwatch was originally developed as a classic Blizzard standalone game, aka you set a scope, you build towards it, you release it, and then you do some minimal updates, like they did with StarCraft for instance. They did not approach it as a live service game at all, so all the backend systems are in no way built to deal with that kind of roadmap, where new content is being pushed out very frequently, which is kinda weird now in 2022, but back then when they started working on Overwatch, there was no Apex Legends. Even Fortnite wasn't released yet. So the whole idea of a live service game, which became popular thanks to those games, well, it wasn't that much of a big thing back then as it is now. According to the inside source, they didn't even plan to release new heroes or new maps when they started development. At least not as frequent as they did end up doing till 2 years ago. Now, they didn't even expect to do as many balancing as they did. But the success of the game kind of forced them, or at least made them change their strategy. More content, more updates, but still not a live service game. And when they started the development of Overwatch 2, Jeff Kaplan did not want to change that necessarily. What they announced they were going to do back in 2019 is leave Overwatch 1 as it is, while give it the necessary updates, but keep it as a standalone game. No battle passes and stuff like that. Jeff actually confirmed that in an interview back in 2019. Overwatch 2 was going to be focused on PvE. It was going to be story driven, and we like that. But then they ended up in development hell. We already knew that Bobby Kotick started distracting them with these dead-end side projects. And all of this in the middle of a global pandemic. And of course all the other issues at Activision Blizzard, which include Bobby Kotick again. They were getting nowhere. So Activision Blizzard Corporate started pushing Jeff and the team to release the unfinished game sooner. Something that Jeff, as a Blizzard icon, would never do. This is against the Blizzard credo. And it turns out this was the last stop for Jeff and his executive producer Chuck Sony. Jeff left in April 2021, Chuck followed in September of that same year. As we already know, Aaron Keller took on Jeff's job, and Walter Kong, a former Blizzard employee that spent a few years at Epic Games, was brought back and eventually became the general manager for Overwatch. Both Aaron and Walter shared a vision that Overwatch needs to be a live service game, something that we noticed almost immediately after Aaron took over. In his first developer update, he emphasized that PvE is the core of the game, a clear shift from what Jeff had said before. Walter spent his time at Epic as head of product management, helping the Fortnite team to plan and push out regular content. So it makes sense that he wants to do the same thing for Overwatch. It was Walter's idea to release the PvP beta separately from anything PvE, because according to that inside source, they still have a lot of work on the PvE part of the game. By separating them, they can guarantee the Blizzard level of quality for both sides of the game without us having to wait till all of it is done. It does suck to hear that PvE is so far behind. But I said it before, we shouldn't expect PvE, and from what I'm hearing, maybe even the PvE beta, anytime this year. But yeah, the new management duo of Aaron and Walter are pushing the ship in a new direction. I think we all noticed that. We all noticed the difference between what they announced back in 2019 and what we get to see today. Hearing all of this definitely helps us to connect some dots. But what does that tell us about the future of Overwatch? Well, first off, it does confirm yet again that battle passes are going to be a thing for Overwatch. And once the game releases, we'll see more and frequent content. How this will impact the quality of the game, how much different it will make Overwatch, how that content will be structured, what the release roadmap is for the PvP part, that all is still a huge mystery. And PvE is even more of a black hole. I hope that developer health situation is more about circumstances and not a structural game issue. That they still have a clear vision on where they want to go with that PvE and how to get there. Because if they don't, let's not panic just yet. In any case, true or not, this video definitely gave us something to reflect on. A lot of the stuff that this inside source mentioned are things that we kinda already know. But once you start putting the puzzle together like he did, well, it starts to make sense. And it shows that it has been a few rough years for the team. Our community sometimes portrays these people as the evil masterminds that are purposely destroying the game that we love, because they don't do exactly what we expect them to do. But again, they're just human, and they have to overcome challenges. Sometimes they will succeed, but but other times they might fail. And I can tell you one thing, if that happens, if they fail, all of them would have rather seen it differently. Let me leave you with this question. What do you think that Jeff Kaplan is doing right now? Let me know in the comments below. Come check out my streams on Twitch and make sure to subscribe for more updates on Overwatch.